Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Carefully lift this out. I do have to admit, I really like the smell of dirt. Okay, I'm going to just rub off some of the loose stuff. It also helps, I'm going to, spray this with some nice varnish afterwards and help it stick on even more. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now let's put you back on like that. Tape you back down. There we go. Tupperware, don't you just love it? I also want to get a Tupperware of the sand dunes that I live out by. And then the other thing, just kind of sweep that into the trash. Just because I don't know what else is in it, and I like that sand being just pure sand. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do some painting. I need a soft bristle brush. There we go. Ah. Okay, so I got my trusted quality folk art metallic gunmetal gray. And let's paint that corrugated metal. Do 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 do. Yeah, you just want to give it a nice coat, cover up the brown of the cardboard. Some people might spray paint it black before doing this, but if you do that, don't do the sand first, because then you'll get, unless you want to, I guess, color the sand some other color. But I want the sand colored, so I'm gonna probably squirt this into another container so that way it can, because I'm going to be using a lot more. Okay, so I'm going to close this, grab my little paint bowl that I think I got off of an old dinner thing. Just kind of squirt some gunmetal gray out. I love my apron. Okay, now we're not dry brushing, so I actually want not that much. We're still trying to, there we go, because I'm not trying to paint the wood beams. I want them to stay wood beams. Now, if you really want to have fun and go to town, you can actually build a roof on this. But you just stop. Nope, you're still recording. Okay. I don't know anymore. I need to get a new camera. I need to get a new everything. That's life, isn't it? When it rains, it pours. When one thing breaks, everything breaks. I like the pointed brush because I can get closer to the sand. Make it look a little more realistic. because the farther down you go, which is why I guess a lot of people paint the walls before putting sand on. But I wanted to do all the drying in one go. Like if you want this to look better, you're gonna paint the corrugated steel before you do the sand. But like I said, I wanted it all to dry together because I want to play with it tonight. I want it done. And so that's why I'm just painting this, making it look as good as I can. But at the same time, doing it quick. More time you take on a model, usually the better it turns out. And terrain is exactly the same way. There we go. Close to the wood, but not on the wood. And if you do get some on the wood, well, just kind of brush it away. You can always blend it in later, or sand it if you really need to. And then you can always also paint it before gluing it together. I know some people that do that as well. Kind of like what we're doing on the smithy. We're painting the walls and getting the walls all painted and done before we glue them together. But I'm not too worried about this one. This one's more for show than for... This one's just to play today. It's and to try out some corrugated metal techniques, because that's one of the things I'm going to use on the Fallout one. What he actually commissioned for me to make was an overpass, but he wanted it with a Raider base on top. So, you know, high-rised road. So I figured, hey, let's try and do some corrugated steel. And this is a nice, cheap way of doing corrugated steel. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make good terrain or good models. Heck, this cardboard I got it off of a Walmart pallet. Basically, when they have those pallets from having lots of stuff in the store, I was like, hey, can I take this off your hands? They're like, yep, thank you. So I got me just a massive flat piece of cardboard, and I've slowly been cutting off it, and I'm going to use that to make the basing for the rest of my village as well. As well as to use as corrugated metal for the overpass Raider house. Or I should say Raider base, not a house. Same thing. Slight difference for Raiders, you know. Because if you're a Raider, of course you're going to call your house your base. Oh, this is coming out nice. I'm actually really excited for this piece. I'm also excited for what that means for the overpass. And yeah, once I start the overpass, I'll start recording that too. And I haven't forgotten our smithy. That one's for me. So I'm going to do it in between times when like the base is drying, or when other stuff's happening. That's why when you do a lot of modeling and stuff, it's good to have multiple going at the same time, so that way you can go back and forth between them. Alright, now let's get the inside as well. Yeah, it's looking nice. And then of course you can have both sides corrugated if you really want to have some fun, because that would make sense to have both sides corrugated metal. There we go. That's looking nice. The slight brown underneath of the cardboard is actually, I kind of like it. Although can't have too much of it sticking out. Then it stops looking like metal. Also, I got another story up on Hitchcock Handyman. So if you guys want to go listen to that one, that's a pretty good one. I actually really liked it. Oh, my arm's starting to fall asleep. No, arm, no. You can last. You can last. We believe in you, arm. We believe in you. Don't start getting sore now. Oh, you're going to need an arm brace as well as a wrist brace when I'm done painting. Ooh, gosh dang it, sore muscles. What do I get for trying to work out and do everything else? Let's go ahead and put that upside down. Let's try to keep the model on screen, shall we, Joe? It's starting to get a little messy, probably because my arm's hurting. Alright, another reason why I don't have to paint quite so much is because, you know, models aren't, at least regular terrain pieces, aren't meant to be closely looked at. Most people are only going to be looking at it from around here. You do want it to look nice when you're looking down on it though. So like a good thing to do is to set up, you know, set it down, turn it around, look at it. Because getting close up, you're going to get all the mistakes that don't matter. And then getting far, and then, you know, forget all the ones that are actually blaring when you back up. So make sure you back up and take a look at your piece. And I totally missed the cardboard and paint the steel line on that. I might as well just paint the metal steel at this point. Yeah, why not? I have it. Let's see what painting. I think that'll be fine, painting them steel. Having the metal beams instead of wood. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's get a little bit more gunmetal. There we go, there we go, there we go. I may have to glue that back on after everything dries. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, I think when I make it the Raider base, I'm gonna... Oh, almost forgot to do the door in metal too. I think I'm gonna take off both sides and do both sides corrugated metal when I do the... which means I'll have to shore them up probably with a mix of Elmer's glue and water to make them a little bit stronger, so that way I don't have them breaking on me. There we go. Paint the inside of that. Okay, now we set it back down and we look at it. We turn it around. We do touch-ups. Okay. I don't know when it stopped recording. Oh, no, there's a course. I missed a spot. Right there. There we go. Alright, we're just going to keep turning it around for a couple seconds. See if I can get all the spots that I missed. Look at that. That looks nice. That looks really nice. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a solution. That'll still work. Of mostly water with some Elmer's glue. And this time I do want it mostly water. I'll be right back. Too much water. There we go. Decided to go get it from the sink this time. Okay. Thing though you got to be careful with water and Elmer's glue is Elmer's glue, water actually reactivates Elmer's glue. So once we actually mix this together, we want to do it very thin. But this is going to help hold down some of the sand before we spray our nice epoxy spray on it. There we go, just mix it up, mix it up. There we go. Now it looks like it has the consistency of skim milk. No, it still has a few chunks in it. There we go. There, now it has the consistency of skim milk. I'm going to take that and we're going to very lightly, just kind of quickly dab it all over the sand. And then be quick about it, you know, kind of. Do 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 do. What we're doing is once that dries, it's going to help seal in the sand. The reason why we mixed a lot of water in it is so that way the sand's texture and color will stay sticking out. Whoops. Don't accidentally hit the still wet walls and mix gunmetal gray into your sand. It's not that noticeable. Again, this is something you usually wait till things are dry to do. But I'm excited. I want to get this done. This is made for me. I'm going to take it to the game night, but this one's mine. This one's a practice piece and a tutorial piece. If it's not the one I'm selling, I'll do that one. I'm going to actually ask him permission if I can record that one. He'll probably say yes, knowing who he is. But I'm not going to own the thing he is. I just hope, you know. Although, if you don't make something, don't claim that you made it. It's okay to say that you commissioned something from someone. Doesn't make you less of a man. That's how people like me stay in business. Okay, there we go. Everything's all wet. Wonderful. Wet and wonderful. Of course, the trees are still drying, otherwise I'd move on to them. And then everything else, and then the other things are going to not be ready. The walls are not going to be ready till tomorrow, so I'll start on that video then. So I'm going to set you in the window to get you dry as fast as possible. Of course, the window's full of stuff right now because I don't have places for everything yet. Hey, look, random terrain pieces. I probably will still take some of those and glue them on once this is dry. So I think I'm going to paint up some bottles. There's some barrels. I think I'm just going to make them metal barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and go with 5. So, you may notice these are 3D printed. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab a smaller brush. And we've got a couple of whole barrels and then 1 quarter barrel because the printer didn't finish it. But we're going to take this. We're just going to start them off with just a quick quote. I'm going to take my little pin vise. You may not be thick enough to do this too. Nope, you're not. Alright, so I'm going to do my best with you, but the rest of them I'm going to drill a little hole in my pin with my pin vise to hold them. Because the bottom doesn't need to be painted. And then these, I think I'm actually going to grab some yellow and paint some of these barrels radioactive. Nah, I'll make a regular radioactive scatter train later. These will look, because I'm not going to base them first. So a lot of the red plastic's going to stick through. I might do a couple washes with them, we'll see. I'm going to have to get a new drill soon. This one's not wanting to bite into things. Or I guess I can sharpen it. I think I remember how to sharpen these. Wow, you didn't go that deep at all. Come on, baby. Let's go, baby. Okay. Never mind. I was going to use a pin vise to hold them, but I guess I'll just use my fingers. Like a troglodyte. Like a filthy man beast. There we go. Nice metal wash. Just maybe one thin coat of metal. Make them look metallic with the red coming through. Like they were once painted red or something. I don't know. When I paint rust on them, we'll see how they look after that. Or just layer a whole bunch of paint on them too. That might work. There we go. Again, if you really want them to pop, your best thing is to prime them black before painting. Then they will be the exact color you want, and that's actually probably what I'll do when I do my nuclear barrels. Do a few nuclear barrels. Do a little nuclear barrel spill. Although I don't want nuclear barrels on the edge of this one, I'll just do them as scattered terrain pieces. Because if there's, in Fallout 40K, there are rules for being near nuclear radioactive material. So maybe I'll do a video on how to make barrels. Not just 3D print, have 3D printed ones, but how to make your own barrel. Your own metal barrel, so we can do some radioactive yellow barrel materials and stuff. There we go. I might do 2 coats depending on how quick these suckers dry. Woohoo! You notice I didn't paint the bottoms. Why didn't I paint the bottoms? Well, because you're not going to see the bottoms. So there's no point in painting something you're not going to see. They're going to be glued to a base. All right. Alright, let's wait for everything to dry, and I'll see you soon. Let's get this video hopefully wrapped up today.